Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 11 of MRC Season 9. Tonight, it's Monday night, and you know what that means. We are here for a fight in Azerbaijan, the land of fire. Is it apparently pronounced or pronounced? I don't know, who cares. Anyway, Tier 2 are going to kick us off tonight, and of course, this track has always been a chaotic, dramatic, and frankly exciting track to race at. You either love it or hate it, and that's just like my co-com tonight. I personally love him. I'm sure many of you might hate him. It's your boy Connor.
Hello.
Hello, darling. How are we?
I like it when people hate me.
I know.
it means I'm doing something right. I'm achieving what my aim was.
I can't relate.
I love this track. It's going to be exciting.
I do as well. There's plenty of places to have a little ding-dong, up the ding, and you can come back to that one later.
Talking about the ding,
go for it.
Leaving the pit lane.
Paul Ince! Paul Ince!
It's Mr. Fox River 8. He is,
There we go.
He's from Reading. He's a Reading fan.
Oh dear God. He doesn't know how to read the white lines in the pit exit though. Right, Foxy Bingo.
Just noticed that.
Sort yourself out, sunshine.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Anywho, you need to be brave at this track, and we have a guy in a Mercedes who knows how to be called brave, so let's see if he can demonstrate what is required here. It is a very dangerous track. Oh, speaking of it, Stu's already gone! Where's he lost it? He's at turn 2.
He made contact with Thomas Hornet.
Yeah, he's lost it at turn 2. Oh, wow.
Him and Hornet came together because Hornet got a 5-place penalty.
Who can we find? So one ball with Hodge. Are we going to see his car? Yeah, there it is on the exit. I'm sorry, midway through turn 2 on the right-hand side. What has happened there? It's just despawned. Wow, okay. I'm sure we'll hear about that in shooting later. So yeah, we said Baku was a dramatic track. We've already seen that. On a personal note, I've got a little bit of affiliation with Azerbaijan and Baku. So, we're in Season 9 of MRC. I joined this league in Season 5, and this was the first track that I ever participated at in MRC. Fun fact for you. So, I've got a little soft spot for it, just because it was day one for me. And you know what? MRC, best thing about MRC is the social community we've got here. We've got quite a lot of friendly, supportive drivers. And I'm going to give a little shout out to a certain person who's, well, he's not everyone's cup of tea, but if you love him, then you definitely love him. Mr. Ryan of the Red Car Rambo, who took me under his wing, and God knows why I still am friends with him, but I do love him really. He's just starting a lap. Do you want to talk us through the Hassmobile on his flying lap?
Hold on, let me find him.
He's just heading into turn 1.
The straight. I've got another braking point here. I think I know, but 100 metres to turn 1 roughly. Now into turn 2. This is a very tight braking zone because it's a tight entry, but then you've got to get the car, extend the track as much as you can on the exit, get as close to the wall. I didn't actually get too close, so just about keep it. Now it's just accelerate down here. And there's about 105 metres to the braking into this 90-degree left-hander, and now it's a short little run to the right-hander, which is you pick your own braking point there really. And now get as close to the wall again, but Ryan doesn't seem to take much of the track. But now into here, you brake just as the curb starts, and then you go left. Don't touch that curb on the inside because it will send you flying into that wall. Now the next corner is an absolute nightmare because you've got to be careful how much you cut it, because you can gain a lot of time. Ryan seems to get away with that though, but really does tap the wall. The exit now into the castle section, everyone's favourite part of this track. And he just about makes it through. He's all good. This is a good little lap from Ryan. Now, heading in 2 fast left-handers. You've got to be absolutely committed coming down here. How committed is Ryan going to be? He's got Williams there, though. That's going to be quite badly. Oh, that's not going to have helped his lap time at all. And he's backed out.
No, I think he's still on it.
Oh, no, he is still going, actually. Yeah, it looked like he backed out a little bit there, but into the left-hander now. It's just accelerate. You've got a left and then a right. And again, it's very much commitment. How close did he get to the wall, the exit? Because it can give you quite a bit of time. Now, he's just going to be waiting for that DRS line to come at him, and he's going to open that DRS and just keep going and going and going. What is that time going to be? It's going to be a 45. I feel like that lost him quite a bit of time in that middle sector. But
Definitely.
P6, it's still a good banker even with that.
Yeah,
Calvin,
I mean,
though, good lap.
yeah, he definitely saw him put off big time by that Williams. I mean, again, we might hear about that later. Calvin with a great 41-1 to start off with. Doris and Alex close behind him. Who can we find? So, Mark the Hodgson, who's currently our championship leader in the McLaren. He takes a short line to the start, along the start finish straight. He's on mediums, by the way, in the 42.4. So he's just over a second off of Calvin. So still a good lap. And I'm sure when he puts the soft on, he will find plenty of time.
Tell you what, have you seen the gap between Corby the Brave and Fanning? Ooh.
Oh, 4 thousandths. I tell you what, I could park a bus in that gap.
4,000, so you mean 1,000 between Fanning and Corby the Brave?
Oh, I mean, sorry, I do apologise. It's 4 thousandths. Yeah, sorry, I looked at the wrong bit.
Yeah.
5 thousandths separate those three. Brilliant. Big shout out to Toby, the Swedish nutjob Banstorp, who's racing in the LP in last minute stand in. Good job for standing in last second, mate. And good luck on your Tier 2 exploits. Tier 3 championship leader stepping up to play with the big boys.
I was going to say, I'm sure we'll probably see him there next season anyway. So
the way he's going, definitely. Gatian, a firm member of the Willy Boy Society. The Williams Armada are strong, of course, in currently P14 without a lap. He's coming through. Oh my god, Gatian! Wow! Oh my days, we just caught that on the stream. And yeah, he hit that ball hard. If that was real life, we'd be seeing a red flag and possibly a trip to the hospital. But Gatian's out of the session.
Some hit.
That was huge. Speaking of huge, Single Track and Simba, the two Ferraris are 19th and 20th, both on outlaps. So we'll come back to them. And so's Baby Hornet. So we've still got plenty. Actually, half the grid still don't have a lap on the board yet. Nor is Gene Genie. Geki Matthews stepping up from the lower tiers as well. Carl Bitty Edens and your ding friend Fox Paulin's River Bingo in P11. Also,
what did you just say?
Fox Paulin's River Bingo.
Oh no, I knew he'd like that one for once. But
yeah.
We have got a certain little Lion King starting his lap, so
let's jump on board with the roaring. Well, it was his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to the Lion King himself.
Go put it on par with a race win. There you go, there's your birthday celebrated.
Indeed. Something to celebrate here is Mr. Martin Hills is popular saying all dry for you. So,
no, that's not something to celebrate. We want it wet.
Oh, we love it a bit wet and slippy slidey. All the actions on the slip and slide. But although, someone's Baku's dangerous and chaotic as it is without the slippy stuff.
I'll tell you what, last time we were at Baku, Tier 2 produced one of the greatest races I've ever watched in my life.
I'll be honest, it was the first race that I'd watched live in MRC, because it was when I just joined the Discord, and I was terrified for Tier 1.
Well, when I say great, I don't mean necessarily as far as a benchmark for MRC is concerned, but I mean as far as twists and turns.
Yeah.
Like, Stube was leading with 2 laps to go.
Then Guy won, didn't he?
Put it in a wall.
Yeah, I remember Guy and J Sarge were the 2 champions of Season 5 last time we were here in Baku. Both won here. So,
yeah.
Sergeant, if you're listening, I don't know if you are, he might be busy, you're a busy man. Try and repeat your antics again if you can. I'm sure you'd be keen to. But could that be an omen that whoever wins in Tier 2 and Tier 1 today, do they then go on to win the title?
I mean, it could happen, but I've also had word from yesterday that Simba's running no assists today.
Good lad. Oh, Fox has gone. He's lost it around the final, coming into the final sector. It's the awkward left-hander where Verstappen went to the wall just a couple of years ago. And Womack and one of the Mercedes getting a little bit feisty, and then the Haas, we've done too. Ooh, this is getting a bit messy.
Must be love.
Must be love. Oh, that's enough singing for me, actually. Do you want to stay on the airways?
I knew that would set you up.
Yeah, of course. Bitty Edens. Okay, so Carl. I'm going to give Carl a little bit of respect here. So Carl's been pushing the no assist brigade. I'm not sure if he's running no assist or not tonight, because this is one of the most difficult tracks for traction, with being a low traction circuit, high point squirt, get on the throttle hard circuit. It really tries to take a beating. but I know he's been really pushing the reducing of his assists lately, so let's a little celebration for our boy Carl there. You know, we'd love to see the progression.
Someone coming out of their comfort zone, something always that's got to be, you know, appreciated.
100%, and mind you, coming through the castle section here with a less than familiar setup is not something you want to do. So all the more reason to celebrate, and like you say, Simba's doing the same, so big up to the pair of them. We love to see it. Lots of yellow flags.
Though.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I believe that an Aston Martin, was it an Alpha Tauri's gone round just after the castle section, but they're on the way now. We just saw an Alpine as Carl's just gone past in that final sector. He's throwing the car down that hell of a long section. I don't even know what to call it. A straight, a stretch, a kink. Who knows? It's just a crazy long, fast section. That's right. P14 with a 143.4. Carl, he's warming up. We know he's got more in him. Right, so Geke is the only man who's not DNF who's not got a lap in.
He needs to make sure he at least out-qualifies Fox, Gatian and Stube. That's what he needs to make sure.
He does. Purple first sector from our current on-pole sitter, Calvin, in the Red Bull. Nearly invalidates the awkward turn 9-10 there. Here we go into the castle section. All turns a bit early, but just gets away with that. And now he's nice and neat, just kissing those curbs. Lovely stuff, Calvinio. Now, he's up in that first sector with a purple first. What can he do in the second?
One man that's just made a major improvement is Fanning. He's up to 4.
Lovely stuff. Fanning's not had the best season, but we know from last season he's got the pace.
Oh yeah, of course he does.
Calvin, purple middle sector now. Of course, Calvin and Fanning were the 2 championship protagonists last season, running each other to the last race. Both of them are running no traction this season, so again, a lot of respect to both of them. They've saved this here, but they've dropped the assists, clearly wanting to prove themselves. You've got to love that. And here we go, Calvin running it to the line. 1 minute 40.7. He extends his gap to second place. He's now 6/10 nearly clear of Doris.
Well, the man on P2, Doris, is on a lap, but he's not had the cleanest middle sector. He's had a few twitches on the exit, so if he's improving, it's not going to be... Yeah, he's 4.6 down.
He's not improving at all. So. Genie, by the way, snuck it into P3. 141.8 for the Aston Martin man. There was a bit of a spread, though, across the field. I'm seeing this. I feel a lot of people are still just getting themselves into touch with the track. Single track 42 zeros in P5. That's still 1.3 off for Calvin, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, we know Mark's time as well was on the medium, so Mark's definitely got more time in hand for himself.
Same goes for Corby the Brave. His time was on mediums too, at 42.1, so I feel the whole grid's got more to give. Oh, Geke's retired now as well. That's 4 cars have not got a lap in them.
Yeah, that's not ideal for any of them.
No.
For sure.
No, Thomas Hornet coming into that final sector. Oh, there's Geke's car on the outside. Oh, wow. That's going to cost Hornet some time.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, he's now miles off his time.
Down.
Yeah, it's a shame. Alex Jarek is up on his time. Here he comes. Alex goes P4, 41.6.
Mark's just gone P2.
And Hodgie, he's gone P2, so
and
just
Monster's gone P5 as well.
There we go. Monster's doing himself some favours today and getting himself back up in the mix. That's what we love to see. He's had a few tough races this season, but we know he is capable. Just needs to keep his head down and focus, and he can deliver. Morley, we believe in you, lad. Keep your head up. All down, whatever. Keep your head focused.
Mr. Edens is 4/10 up as well.
Oh, let's jump on board with a bit Meister.
But I don't know if this is his second lap on those tyres and if he's actually used all of his battery before he even gets to the final sector.
I want Bit to win a race this season whilst we're on comms together for it, so I can shout, Du bist Bitmeister! Because when Vettel won the title the first time, they said, Du bist Weltmeister, or something like that. I can't pronounce the German correctly. And that was like, you are the champion. Ooh, Ryan's got a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking on an outlap, interestingly. It's weird. I don't want to just give him some love.
He's currently off track in turn 2 as well.
That's a weird one. So that'll put him to the back of the grid. Oh. Not good.
But don't forget, who's the other one? Oh yeah, David Hornet's also got 5 places as well, don't forget. So
Of course, he's currently P9. Track limits are an interesting one here. Also,
Yeah, nightmare.
pit entrance here is an absolute nightmare as well.
It's kind of like Jeddah in
Yes.
some way. Jeddah's terrible as well.
Yeah. Ooh, Barnstorp coming into the final sector. He is 4.5 tenths up on himself. This will put him
Top 10.
around Fanning and single track for a lap time. Depending on how his final sector goes, it could even go higher. Here we go. Keeps it so close to the wall on the exit there, but you just have to if you want to be quick. Here we go. It's flappy time. That rear wing opens up. And here he heads towards the line. Many are saying Toby should be in tier 2 or tier 1, and you know what, the 4219, he goes up to 7th, so he'll be very happy with that.
Yeah, he will. That's a very good time from Toby. And I still feel like he's got more in the tank there as well. So
Indeed. Wumax is on an improved lap. He's 3 tenths up, coming out the first sector. He's coming up to the second sector checkpoint. Let's see what he can do. We've still got 2 minutes of this session left, and there's still a few cars that are in the pits. Bizarrely. Get on track, boys and girls.
Baby Hornet showed good pace in practice this week, so it'll be interesting to see where Baby Hornet can go as well.
Wumax is up in the middle sector. There's a Haas getting out of the way nicely. Here he comes flying through the final sector. He's hit the wall! Oh, hopefully he's not lost too much, but he has hit that wall hard. Wumax is heading to the line anyway.
He really showed me too much, but
he heads the line. He does improve by a tenth, but does not improve his position. So Wumax, that is his qualifying done.
That wall hit cost him, didn't it, really?
Oh, it did. Simba's attempt for the first sector. He's just clipped the wall at the castle section. He's in a Ferrari. He will be saying, "I am stupid," as Charles Leclerc once did.
Coming out right now.
In a Charles Leclerc, in a wall clasher.
See another man that's coming across the line. He goes by the name of. Actually, no, I think he's just started as that. Potentially, Mr. Genie.
Indeed.
Yeah, he is. He's just starting it. So.
Last time we raced at Baku, Genie was my teammate in the Alpine in Tier 1. I'll have you know.
Yeah, well, and there's not many people you'd prefer to have as a teammate, is there, to be honest, in your first ever race?
I'll tell you what, he was an absolute gent of a teammate, and I, to this day, have held a high level of respect for him ever since. But here we go. Oh yeah, Simba crosses the line. He improves by 7 tenths, but holds P15. 200ths off of Bits in P14, who's ever so close. Right, Calvin is out on an outlap, but Hodgie is still in the pits, so doesn't look like Hodgie's going to be able to compete for that pole now. What can Doris do as he comes through into the final sector? Flies through that final west section. Keeps it neat, clean. Oh no, looks like he's backed out. Yeah, he's backed out. So Doris is not going for a pole lap.
I tell you who is on a good lap though, Mr. Baby Hornet.
Let's jump on board. As he comes through that castle section, ever so good looking, that area of the track through the city walls.
It's not when you're approaching it though at 200 miles per hour. It's not
it's
so
terrifying.
good looking there.
I think this track is fantastic. It's just the problem is wheel-to-wheel racing through certain parts of it is utterly terrifying. You have to have the respect in the other drivers. Middle sector, 7 tenths up.
Yeah, I'd still say out of most street circuits, it's one of the easiest to overtake at in general, though.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on Jeddah earlier. It's similar to Jeddah.
It's got characteristics of Jeddah.
Yeah, the fast-flowing corners.
Characteristics of Miami with like that final corner before the long straight as well. So, but here comes
P12.
Did he just back out across the line?
I'm not sure, but he's still improved. Who else have we got? Call Me the Brave is 4 tenths up. His current best time's on the medium. He's always lost a bit in the middle sector, though, interestingly. But Call Me the Brave and Dumbest Hornet and Single Strike are all on lap still. Simba is as well. We will see where Brave puts this. The Dutch Lion roaring towards the line. Tell that stretch that he's on now feels like it goes on for absolutely forever.
It looks
really
like
does.
it as well.
P8, he improves by 3 tenths of a second. Dumbest Hornet, the Baby Hornet's brother, aborts his lap and pits. Such an awkward pit entry there, but he kept it neat. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your grid for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix of Tier 2. Minus some grid penalties, which I'm sure we're going to be reminded of shortly. But that means Calvin is your pole position sitter for this race in the Red Bull with a 40.7 quarter of a second, almost 3/10 faster than Mark Hodgson, his nearest championship battler. Those two are the top two in the championship, and they're the front row of the grid. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, it's going to be some starts of the race, this one.
It really will. Typically, in F1, whoever starts on pole, you'd say is the favourite for the race, but you can overtake here, as we've said, so, well, we'll come back to our predictions shortly.
I was going to say, I was waiting for you to ask me, and I'm thinking now, so.
You can have a little think. So, Hodge and Calvin take the front row, with Calvin leading the two. Doris and Single Track take up P3 and P4, with Alex Jarek in P5. Monster, great qualifying from him, P6. Genie P7. Call Me the Brave, P8. Toby Banderstorper, Tier 3 to P9. And Fanning, P10. Dallas Hornet, 11th, but with a 5-place penalty, will start 16th. His brother, P12. Bumax, 13th. Ryan of Red Car Rambo will start 19th with his penalty. Then you've got Bit, Simba, Foxtrot 8, Gatian, Geke Matthews, and Stoob will round up the pack. Okie dokie. So, Connor, my friend, maketh your prediction.
I'm going to go a bit outside the box. I'm going to go Doris.
Doris is a shout. We know he's got pace. So
anything could happen at Baku as well. Obviously, Calvin and Mark will be your two favourites as the top two of the championship. But, you know, there's a bit of drama set to happen between two title protagonists at some point, surely, isn't there? So,
well, they've both got very good racing etiquette. They've got good respect for each other.
I'm not saying they haven't.
Yeah, but you'd expect a fight. You'd expect them to both try and push it. And being a street circuit,
mistakes do
God
happen,
knows.
especially at tracks like this.
Oh yeah, and the pressure's going to ramp up. So, this could go any way. I'm going to go with Calvin. Hodgie's won the last two. Calvin's really, really hungry, I think, to end that streak of winning races that Hodgie's got. And, well, that pace he had in qualifying, I think he just might have that little bit over the field. He might try and run away. Of course, a safety car will throw this race wide open. Typically, this race is a one-stop race. The two-stop is not that quick, and a medium hard or hard medium is the way to go if you want to start in the sauce, as Geke Matthews has. Expect for a long and gruesome little take on the hard tyres later on. Those soft tyres don't really do more than 5 laps, and the hards, when you get to 20 laps, they are horrible. If there is a safety car, however, God knows what could happen.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Literally.
And the safety car is likely. We know this is one of the most likely tracks for a safety car in both real F1 and in the virtual world as well.
But look at how many DNS we saw in qualifying alone. That's just over, a 1 lap distance, so with low fuel. So it just shows what can happen, can't it?
Oh, 100%. These cars on high fuel, they are still fun to drive, but there's a whole lot more moving around on the surface that you don't want to deal with, like the rear end slipping or the front end just not gripping. A couple of cars have had a little collision, including Simba and Stoob. I'm not sure how that's happened, but anywho, it's only information lap, boys.
It's
Keep
weird
it
for
calm.
them to collide with each other as well, considering one starts P14 and one starts P20. So yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited for this though, because you just don't know what could happen at Baku, do you?
No, you really cannot. You can't predict what's going on here. You cannot expect anything here other than there will be drama, there will be chaos, there will be some form of carnage, whether you like racing to be dramatic or whether you like racing just to be a formality of speed and power. There will be a twist in the tail here. You just know it. It looks to be like a dry race.
I've heard Tier 1's going to be wet though.
Oh dear God. But yeah, even if this is a dry race, it won't be dry in terms of entertainment. It will be wet and frothy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the grid are being formed on their spots. Calvin is the first man, of course, being the pole sitter to line up, and we are just moments away from lights out. pop yourselves in the YouTube chat and say hello and let us know who you think is going to take the flag today. We'd love to hear it. Okie dokie, have we finally got the grid formed up? We have. We got rubbish camera angles, but here we go. 3, 4, 5 lights, and we are racing in Baku. Great start from both of the front runners. Oh, we got Aston Martin sideways, and a great start from Call Me the Brave, by the way. Hodgie is maintained P2. No, I lied. Doris has just got past Hodge for P2. They're still side by side going into turn 2. Calvin running away at the front. And
there's someone in the wall.
No, we've got is that a Ferrari round?
Yes, Martin's in the wall.
It is, he's got no front wing and Geke shot to the back with him. Oh dear.
Yeah, Martin lost it.
We have a VSC.
By himself.
Yeah, we have a VSC. I'm sure we'll hear more from Martin later about how that happened. But crucially off the start, Calvin did get the getaway that he wanted. He started the hard tyre, so he needs to go long. Let's just look at the position change. So, as you've noticed, Doris got past Hodgie, but Monster and the other McLaren's up to P4. Call Me the Brave, Barnstorp and Fanning all making up 3 positions each. Fox, Ding, River Bingo, 6 positions up from his grid slot as well. Cracking start from all of them.
I think Doris really made those mediums work off the race start, the way he managed to get Hodge on the exit.
He did. He had a fantastic getaway. I'm not sure how, but one of the Astons, I think it was Alex Ajeric, he's 4 places down. He had a huge moment off the line, clearly, and maybe not too much throttle. Maybe he just
I didn't know if it was
lost traction.
Rob, I'm not sure which one of them.
I think it was Gene. I think it was Alex because he was a few places higher up. But we still have the VSC, so of course drivers are reduced to 25% of their race speed and have a time delta to abide by. And we're back to full racing speed.
And look at how close Mark is to Doris as well, but look at how close Doris is to Calvin. Could Doris actually get a move here?
Oh, Doris is out, and Hodgie hit him. I don't know if Hodgie's got damage, but Hodgie hit him. Doris hit the wall so hard.
Hodgie doesn't. That was...
Yeah. Wow. That was huge. Meanwhile, Call Me the Brave is side by side with Monster. He's just through on the run now to turn 1.
How's that not a safety car?
I don't understand.
Right now.
Wow. Yeah, great question. Michael Massey's clearly up to his old antics.
Wow. There's been a crash into the pit entry! Simba and Geke! I think it is.
Yeah, Simba's in the wall. He's out. Simba is out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Geke with no wing. Single tracks in the pits. As is Remax. Safety cars are on because we've had a VSC, but...
It's like, that doesn't make sense. Simba's literally where Max crashed last season. We got
wow. So, obviously that chaos there has allowed Hodgie to somehow close up to Calvin. I think Calvin, with the tyre warm-up after the VSC, may be struggling. Hodgie... on the same tyre with him, so not sure why he's struggling. If he is, but oh my god, I promise you all drama, this is not what I had in mind.
No, this was slightly too much for my liking. I don't know how Hodgie doesn't have damage either, because he really did whack the Doris as well.
Indeed.
Like, obviously he wasn't at fault for Doris spinning. Doris lost it by himself, but he got caught up in it, and I don't know how he hasn't got damage.
Yeah, I'd love to know if he does have damage. I mean, he's keeping with Calvin in terms of the pace. There's not a lot between them. 1 second's all they've got. Call Me the Brave is 3 seconds back, chased down by then Monster and Barnstorp. Fanning's not far behind. Bit's got a connection issue and has dropped out of the session. I'm sure he'll get back in.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Hopefully he can anyway.
Indeed. Now we've got Stu behind Ryan at the moment. This is the northeast battle.
Toby's making a move on Monster, but Monster's gone really defensive and defending very well.
Oh, Genie's had a moment turn 1. He's dropped behind Fanning, and yeah, as you say, Toby all over Monster. Monster needs to get his foot down because we know just how quick Toby can be. DRS is now active. Lap 3, those little flaps in the rear of the car. And here we go, Fanning and Genie all inside of turn 3. That is my favourite place to make a move here.
I think
if you can get the car stopped. Yeah, you can get, because you've got the 2 DRS zones leading into it, so it is a good place to go for the move. But Fanning all over him. We know how much Fanning loves to battle and how much
Aston sandwich at the minute. which is going to be fun.
Indeed.
And then saying that Genie's in an Alpine sandwich, so...
He is.
Yeah.
This would be a weird one for Genie because he's an Alonso fan, and these are the two cars he's most recently raced in. So,
yeah, that's what I was thinking myself. But yeah,
indeedy, we've got a little fight going on further back after this train, which is of course Bits, Gassian, Redcar Rambo, and Stube all in a little fight. And you've got Wumax and Single Track, unfortunately, a little bit further back, and then Gehe a bit further back still, following the instances they've all been in. Back to the front though. We're on board with Hodgie chasing down Calvin. There's less than a second between them. They're coming into the DRS zone. Is Hodgie going to get a move on turn one? He got a bit twitchy through that section there, but Calvin's not pulled away, so maybe he struggled too. DRS activated on the McLaren. Here we go. Fabrizio Romano time.
Yeah, here he does.
Hodge with the fastest lap.
Alex is going on Fanny. And
Indeed, he has. He's got it done. Let's go
straight.
Back to the front. Hodgie is ever so close to the rear end of Calvin. Not sure what his...
Calvin's struggling with tire warm up or something, but Hodge definitely seems more dialed into the circuit in a minute.
It's interesting because obviously the DRS of slipstream is that powerful, even with the low wings that a lot of people run here. But obviously, Calvin's got very wide there, and that's giving Hodge a chance. Hodgie needs to really keep the pressure up. Calvin, of course, we know he can cope the pressure, but look at him running so wide. Could Hodgie get a move done here? Oh my gosh!
You can't really overtake in this section, can you, without a big risk? So
no, but Hodgie needs to keep the pressure up because Calvin right now is making a few small mistakes. And calm it down, Calvin, mate. You can control this. Hodgie likewise will be thinking he needs to keep it calm and wait for the right moment. As you say, it's so hard to pass.
You're coming up to the passing section now, literally.
Indeed.
Like a couple of corners to go.
I would love to look at what's going on in the rest of the field, but we just got to keep with the fight for the lead. This is exciting. This is what we want to see. So
Alex is now closing on Genie as well, so that's a little battle forming for P6 down the grid a little bit. But
keep us updated because we're just coming into the DRS section of the final sector, and Hodge is as close as he was this time last lap. Just half a second between the two. Both of them have got plenty of ERS to use though, so I feel both of them could be doing more in this battle here to fight the other. They're both playing the long game, clearly. Here we go, Hodgie having a little look, but just waits. Now then, Alex for the fastest lap, 1:45.0.
Rob's just let him pass as well. He's not ready to fight his teammate. He's just going to let him try and chase down Bandstop, so...
Team orders, it's got to be done, but here comes Hodgie. Mark is all over the back of Calvin. Is he going to make a move into turn 3? No, he doesn't. He has a look, but then does not opt to go for it. Carl was pitting, by the way.
It might work, yeah. Carl, I wonder if before his disconnect he had damage and then it didn't pit him under AI or something, but...
Possibly.
I can confirm he has damage. He's getting a wing change, so that'll be why.
Just a quick hello to all the people in YouTube chat. Hello Fabian, hello Matty Sullivan, hello Martin Hills, hello Mordy, hello Mandy, hello J Sarge, hello Scottish Ninja, and of course hello Carl B17 Monster. Hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, everybody who is also watching. Get in the comments and give us a little shout out if you fancy. This fight at the front, I can't take myself away from it. It's just at any moment, I feel like the moment we step away, Hodgie or Calvin might have a moment or a move might happen. But slowly, Call Me the Brave is eking into this lead. He was just over 3 seconds behind. He's now almost 2.5. He's about 2.5 seconds behind now. So
he's going to need to eke a little bit more though, being as he's, you would argue, probably on the slightly disadvantage.
I heard some wall touching there, and Gassian's out. Is Hodgie going to get the move done before safety car? No, Hodgie was about to get the move done. And we have a safety car. Oh, Hodgie will be furious. He was genuinely lining up. And I think he might have got Calvin that time. But we do have a safety car. Gassian is the next member of the group to DNF.
A lot of medium runners have come in here. Actually, Toby's come in on the hards, which is a weird choice.
Bold.
As has Fanning as well, though. So Fanning's going to get held.
Yeah, We've got that glitch where it shows Toby stuck in the box, but he's not. Yeah, Genie's in, Fanning, Ryan, red car is in. We've got a whole load of drivers are in.
Genie's also got wing damage, so he's getting a wing change as well.
That makes sense. If you've got damage, this is the time to sort that out.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but the thing is, Toby is probably going to have to pit again, let's be honest.
That said, if there's another safety car, if he's got another set of mediums or a set of softs, depending on what time the safety car comes out, you know, it's not a bad place to
then
be.
he might be okay, but I mean, ultimately...
If no safety car, he's in trouble.
Yeah, I'd have probably stayed out if I was on the hard, I'm not going to lie. But...
Well, yeah... I think you're probably right.
Also a reason why I've scored zero... Well...
You got a podium last week. You had a podium last week.
So don't listen to me, guys. But yeah.
Well, you did better than I did in Miami. I had a nightmare.
Yeah, but you're the GOAT. You're in tier 1, so...
I disagree. I am no GOAT. I'm just a sheep. Anywho.
A sheep.
So, what's your favourite memory of Baku, Mr. Connor?
What, IRL or...
In real life, yeah. In real life.
Oh, that's a good... Do you know what? It's one of my favourite races to watch each season as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Bottas's tyre blowout, which then gave Seb the win.
Lewis the win.
Alright, yeah, not that one. Do you know what? And this is going to sound really bad because I don't hate him, but you're going to absolutely love me for saying this. Probably... No, I can tell you what it is. Lewis clicking the magic button into turn 1.
Oh, I hate you so much.
But then also Max crashing to create the red flag because it actually made that race interesting as well.
It did. Obviously, it was a boring race to
Obviously, I'm so glad Max was not hurt or anything at all. I want to express that. Like, I don't wish bad on him. But it made the race interesting, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So,
my personal favourite. Oh, Gav, last of the magic button comment. Oh, of course, you Hamilton haters would say that. I personally think the best feature or best race we've ever had featuring at the Baku City Circuit is the race which Ricciardo won when, including on the way through to winning, he overtook 3 cars into turn 1. Hamilton and Vettel had their little ding dong in the final section, if you remember. And then Hamilton's headrest came loose later on the race. Vettel had to serve a stop-go penalty. Hamilton had to have his headrest fixed, and Ricciardo was making moves left, right, and centre.
Again, though, that was another...
It was a chaos race.
Was that was the first race in Baku, was it not, I believe?
No, it was the second. The first one was 2016, and Rosberg and Hamilton were having ding-dongs all race. Yeah,
but the original Vettel, up until the Vettel-Hamilton part of that race, it looked fairly fixed one of those two were going to win.
Indeed.
And then that spiced it all up, and again, a lot of controversy seems to happen here.
It does. Speaking of controversy, Gavin Jenkins is in our comments, and that's always a scary moment. He says, push the button. Is that a Sugar Babes comment? Well, just push the button and let me know. Before I... No, I'm not going to say the rest of it.
Yeah.
Of course. Sarge, coming back to the racing we're looking at, says, if you're on the mediums, you need to have pitted. I agree, Sargy Bargy. Just you remember that later on, Sunshine. If there's a safety car, put the softs on. Even if it's lap 4, put a soft on, son.
If you go to the end of the set of softs, I will give you a knighthood. You'll become Sergey Sarge of MRC.
Oh, don't inflate him any more than he already is.
No, but he won't be inflated because he'll probably crash out because of a tyre blowout or something. So.
Well, that happened to him in Netherlands last season. I remember it very well. In fact, I remember it very, very well. But
yeah, because you won.
I didn't know. That's not the one I won. But the one I did win, I did overtake him round the outside of the chicane in the wet. But anyway, we'll come back to Sarge later. He can have a little bit of respite. We like him, really. But, so let's go back to MRC. So, the top 4 on the hards that they started on. Then you got Baby Hornet on the mediums in P5, and his brother Dumas Hornet in P6, also on the hards. Then after that, everyone apart from Stube has pitted at some point in this race.
Yeah, Stube. What time did he start on the hards?
Stube started on the hards.
Yeah.
And like you said, if on the hards continue.
I think it is a sensible option to just keep going because they're going to have so much life, and do you know what? They could, if there's a late safety car, then take them straight to softs.
Oh, indeed. I mean, I remember season 5 here in Tier 1, there was a safety car that came out, I think it was 3 or 4 laps to go, it came out, and we got 2 laps of racing. Sarge is obviously feeling offended by my last comment, so I'll big him up here and say Sarge went on to win that race, as we all know. And the safety car did not hamper him, and he obviously went on to fly to the title that season. So there you go, Sarge, I'm being nice. Everyone gets one, well there's your one comment from me that's nice.
I was going to say, I remember when we had Jay Sarge was the Schumacher of this league and just used to win every season.
Yeah, 3 in a row takes some doing. So fair play to your son.
Yeah.
He lives far too near to my sister anyway.
Didn't win 2 in 1 season though, like Saviour though, did he?
Saviour. Oh, I love Saviour.
Saviour's king.
Don't worry, Sarge, I love you too, my friend. You're a good
I love
man.
you all. Let's just. I'm just not going to sound like I'm slagging anyone off at this point because I'm not.
I love everyone in MRC in their own individual different way.
Yeah. Is
So,
safety car written if we missed this?
I've not seen it come up.
He's backing up a little bit.
He's backing
now
up.
he's catching it again.
I think he's preempting it coming in late. We've obviously got Geke at the back of the field, not quite with the pack yet, so are we going to get a late call?
It's very late.
Oh, I think Geke might have lost it actually coming into that final braking zone. So, yeah, we're going to get one more lap. Those who pitted for a set of hards, well, there's only a couple of people who did, are laughing. And those in the mediums, well, God knows what they're thinking right now. A lot of Bono, my tyres are gone is going to be said later today.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Damn it, we're rounding out the safety car chat thinking, you know, the safety car were coming in. But no, it's not. Oh dear. Right. So, our predictions for the race win. You predicted Doris.
I mean, yeah.
Do you want to talk us through how that went?
Just slightly squirmy in the S section, you know, as you do. For a little S, the rear just whoop, and I jinxed him, let's just put it that way.
Ah.
So now I'm going to make a new prediction. Who do I not like in Tier 2?
Well, you need to be careful what you say here.
Brian.
Whoa. He's going to
kill
hurt
me.
He'll take you for a bash, son. Rumour on the grapevine is that Stu's got damage. Rumour has it. There's a rumour. It's in the chat of the YouTubes. A certain man called Bergen. You might have heard of him. He's a bit good. He's a man in the know,
yeah,
and he says...
Oh yeah, Stu's got no front wing if you look at him.
Let's have a little gander. Oh wow, yeah, I'm on his nose cone cam, and yeah, he's got nothing left. Right, Stu, but your new name is Ian Beale. I've got nothing left. I'm gonna lose my job.
Alex has just had a massive moment under the safety car as well.
It's so easy with tyres in that section to get cold and get all twitchy. We all know far too well. So, surely the safety car's coming in this lap, and we've got, tell you what, Monster here and Fox River, the top 4. We've got both title protagonists and their teammates in the top 4. So, is Monster and the Fox prepared to play the team game? We saw Fox play the team game in Monaco for Calvin, and we know Monster and Mark are very good friends. They do comms together quite a lot. We know how well they can get on.
But also, let's not forget, just really quickly as well, sorry, Baby Hornet and Dumbest Hornet, 5th and 6th as well.
But you know what? There's a lot of pairing up going on here. I'm starting to think that Biss and Ryan are together. And Fanning and Barnstop are together. There's a lot of teaming up in the grid going on. Oh dear, but here we go. Calvin has got the pedal to the metal. Here we go. We are racing. He's not dropped Hodgie. It's very hard to drop someone here on the restart with a long straight. But in turn 1, it looks like everyone's keeping it clean. I hope I've not just jinxed it.
No, it all looks good.
Oh, Genie's had a moment on turn 1 exit. He's lost a couple of positions. He's now just behind Red Car Rambo. But here comes Martin Hills at the inside of Bits, up to P15.
Fox is having a look at Monster. No, not quite.
Not quite there.
Sensible.
Indeed. So,
see something. It'll be interesting to see how much Monster. I wonder if Mark's going to sort of allow Monster in his DRS and sort of drag him along with towards Calvin with him.
I think it would be wise. Oh, Geke's had a moment in the middle of the first sector. If I was Hodgie right now, I'd try to drag Morningstar along just to defend against Fox, because obviously Calvin...
The last thing Mark wants is Fox in his mirrors. So.
Indeed. If you look just how close the top 4 are, we know we've just had a restart. But...
Oh, Calvin's just gone real deep. But he's got away with it. I don't know, he may have touched the wall. Sorry to interrupt you there, but yeah.
No, it's okay.
Big moment.
Oh, Calvin's deep again!
Yeah, he seems to struggle. I'm wondering if he's running lower on the front wing, because his turning does not seem to be great early on, does it?
Indeed. Or is he having issues with tyre pressures? Are they too hot, too cold? Is his brakes too hot? We know the latest game update. I was speaking with you about it earlier. The latest game update is really, really causing issues with setups. Of course, the brake temperatures are not quite as nice as they were. They are getting too hot in the heavy braking.
Calvin's gone super defensive down the straight, so
he has.
He needs a better straight line speed, because Mark doesn't seem to be able to close just about enough, but Mark hasn't got his ERS either on, so...
Indeed. Alex has just got past Call Me the Brave into turn 1. So that Aston's working nicely, and look at this, Toby now fancies a go at Mr. Brave.
Oh, Calvin's round!
Oh no, Calvin's lost it at turn 1. Sorry, turn 2, you're right. Oh no. And Monster's now behind Fox. Fox is up to P2. Calvin now needs Fox to get ahead of Mark and hold him up for dear life. Although Mark is just going a bit deep as well, so our tyre temperature is suddenly a problem. The guys on the hards, are they struggling?
I don't know if Calvin and Mark came together, but if they did, maybe Mark's got some damage, I don't know, or maybe Mark... Because Mark was very close to him, so if Calvin lost it on his own, Mark could have still collected him.
Indeed, I'm sure if there was any contact, we'll hear later. Wow, oh wow, and the best and worst thing about this is, I'm sure there is more to come. Of course, Calvin now down to P12, his title hopes he needs to not be far off of, if not be ahead of Mark at the end of this race. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there's about 10 points between them in the championship, roughly. So,
I'll do a championship look now if you want.
Sarge says the real race is between P5, 6, 7. Well, I tell you what, Dumbest Hornet right now, all over the back of Alex, followed by Call Me the Brave, Barnstorp and Fanning. We've got the overhead shots looking at Fanning and Barnstorp right now. I love the helicopter shots, they are fantastic. We will not have DRS just yet, but look how close that little quartet is.
The gap is 11 points, and then Call Me the Brave's also 20 behind.
Call Me the Brave is making a move on Dumbest Hornet into turn 1. Can he stop the car in time? Dumbest Hornet tries to run around the outside, just clips the wall. Call Me the Brave holds position, and now Barnstorp's got through as well. Great driving all round.
Fanning there as well.
DRS activated. Big twitch from Dumbest Hornet. He's lost a lot of time on the exit there.
Here goes Fox. They're side by side into turn 3.
Baby Hornet's gone straight on.
Oh, that's not helpful. Fox is trying to hang it around the outside of turn 4. Now up the inside
Here he
into
goes.
turn 5.
Yeah, he's got this done.
Lead. Good move. Brilliant racing from the pair. Oh, and it's just before the safety car.
Indeed, he got that done in time. Baby Hornet has retired. Oh, maybe he struggled coming back onto track. Did he collect with somebody? Wow. I mean, what we've just seen there was some great battling between a lot of people in both the fight for the lead and the fight for 5, 6, 7, 8, 5th, 6, 7, 8, even all the way through to the end of the points. And we have our second full safety car and our third safety car / VSC combination of the race. It's only lap 12.
Yeah. A lot's happened here.
Oh yeah. So, those of you on the hard tyres, well, in fact, everyone, now's a good time to pit for a set of mediums if you're not on brand new mediums already. Brand new mediums now, you could go to the end. It would be a bit squeaky.
I want to say one thing on that battle for the lead, though. If you want to watch a battle for the lead, that was incredible. I don't know how much of it you got, but those two side by side for the entire first sector was
we caught the end of it because we were busy watching Baby Hornet, Barnstorp, Call Me the Brave, Fanning, Dumbest Hornet, and Fox is in. Yeah. As is Mark. Is Monster going to pit? I think he is. Alex has got no front wing, by the way.
Okay,
so Monster's pitting. In fact, everyone's pitting except for Barnstorp, who stayed out.
I'd have pitted again if I was Toby, because
He's gambling.
those tyres are not going to be great.
Do you think...
I guess he wanted one more, but yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to try and play the hold-up game for Fanning? Maybe? Play the team game?
Maybe, but those tyres are not going to be... Because from what I saw the other day, mediums only really last about 12 laps.
That's if you're not pushing too hard. Even then, 12 laps, they're pretty dead at the end, especially the rears.
Yeah.
I think personally, you're right. I think Toby probably should have pitted. He is one of only a very small number of drivers who have not pitted. Single track on the hards has continued, and then you've got Bit and Genie on. Actually, Genie's in, so it's just Bit and single track. Yeah, that have not pitted.
Yeah, definitely. But this is also a little bit of a saving grace for Cal, but it brings him sort of back into it.
Definitely.
It's a bit of Alex has lost a few places under the safety.
Yeah, he had to say he changed his front wing, so he's lost a few positions. So Womax is on the hards. Calvin now P7. We know Barnstorp has probably got to pit again, almost certainly. So despite his collision with the wall, he's net P6. Womax, Hornet, Monster, between him and Hodgie, and his teammate will be the net leader. Calvin's not out of this yet. He's not out of this yet. There is a lot more. I feel that particular battle with Hodgie could resurface. There is a lot of action to come. We are almost at the halfway stage. As we finish this lap, we will be at halfway into this race.
Yeah, we definitely will. At this point, who do you predict? Because obviously Fox, you'd argue, is the favourite. I think Badstock's really sort of hurt himself with the strategy here a little bit, in my opinion.
That said, if there's a safety car, say in 5 or 7 laps time, and everyone goes for a set of softs or another set of mediums, he could be laughing.
The only issue with that is as well though, if there's not a safety car for 5-6 laps, he's then got all these guys up on brand spanking new mediums hunting him down, and it's pretty hard to defend at Baku, so it won't be ideal. But no, I mean, he's tier 3 championship leader for a reason, so he has an idea of what he's doing, I'm sure.
He's definitely got the pace. He's got the pace. It's what, like you say, whether the tyres can hold on. Everyone behind him on so much nicer rubber.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, the championship, as you mentioned, 11 points is the gap between the the Calvin Red Bull machine and the Hodge in the McLaren. 11 points. We are on round 11, and I believe there are 5 rounds to go after this one. Unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, so this title race is firmly open, and it's very much a 2-horse race. Of course, others could jump into it, but it's a bit of a 2-horse race. Who do you... Let's have a different prediction. Instead of a race prediction, let's have a championship prediction. Who is going to take the crown?
I'm going to say, just because I've never seen him almost on the form that he's on, and in some way looked pretty unbeatable this season and has done for a lot of it, I'm going to say Mark. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from Calvin. We all saw how great he was last season and how, consistent he was and everything. He's had a bit of bad luck this season as well, let's not forget. Can I just say Badstock's just hit the wall as well?
Oh no.
It looked like he did. If not, he got very, very close. But yeah, so for me, I'd go with Mark just because Mark has looked really in his zone this season.
Yeah. I can't pick between the two of them. I think Calvin dropping the assists and going again is incredible. And
no, I agree with you. Nothing. I'm not discrediting Calvin in any way.
Of course. I genuinely can't pick. That's why I wanted to ask, because I can't pick. I genuinely can't. I couldn't say right now who's going to deliver.
If I'm basing it off current form, I'd go Mark personally.
Fair enough. We are about to go racing again. Toby, the Swedish unit that is the Alpine race leader of this moment, is of course leading down the main straight. Feels like it's going on forever at high speed, but he's doing just 60 miles an hour at 100 kilometers an hour.
Almost 3 wide already. This is going to be...
Here we go, he's floored it, and he's... Oh, tell you what, he's got a good restart there.
I tell you something, Fox is under pressure, Mark's already onto him, they're side by side.
Indeed, Hodgie round the outside, Fox breaks very early, and Mark's through.
I think he was tactical with that.
Thomas Horner in P4 now, by the way.
Yeah, made the move on board, so that was committed from Mr. Hornet.
It was. And now we've got Calvin lining up Wemax. Calvin needs to get the move done ASAP if he wants to get back to the front. Wemax doesn't defend too hard. Calvin up the inside. He's gone very late on the brakes. Just managed to get it stopped. I thought for a second there might have been collision with Wemax, but he gets it stopped. Great move. Can he defend into the next right-hander? He can. Wemax is not able to get past. But here we go. Wemax side by side. Alex is through in the Aston Martin. Back to the front. Excuse me. Monster, teammate of Mark, will be looking to defend for his teammates' championship credentials. He needs to hold off Calvin, of course, otherwise Hodgie is at risk of Calvin coming back to bite him later on.
Yeah,
Thomas Hornet
needs to be careful here as well, because Hornet's looking very feisty behind him.
He is.
So.
All with a yellow flag. I believe Gake's gone round at the castle. But Mark is all over Toby like a Trump on chips. He really wants to get this move done. He really needs to get the move done fast and roar away. Safety car later or no safety car later. Hodgie is in a fantastic position to take the win here if he can get past Ronstall and not get stuck in this battle.
Tell you something though, Fox is going to get a double slip here, so...
He is. Let's jump on board.
Out of even leading.
Indeed, let's jump on board with the Hodge. Actually, let's look at the overhead. Because, as you mentioned, Fox is close, but look just behind. Calvin now making a move on Monster already. And will he get Thomas Hornet maybe as well at the same time? I don't think he will, but Calvin very late on the brakes. Hornet bit deep into turn 1. That leaves him prone for turn 2. Calvin's going to get them both in consecutive corners. Fantastic opportunistic driving from Calvin.
Calvin is back in. I think he's heard me say that I think Mark's going to win the championship and now he's hungry. But here goes Hodge. He's having a look. No, okay.
Not this time.
Out a little bit down the straight there.
Now here we go. Alex having a look at Thomas Hornet. He doesn't get the move done, but he is past Monster. Monster's back on the inside. Will Monster make the move? Not this time. I was close though.
I wonder how much Fox is going to help Calvin here and maybe let Calvin go or something.
If I was Fox, I'd try and attack Mark first, but if you can't pass Mark, then drag Calvin along, let Calvin save his ERS, and then let him attack Hodge when the time suits you.
Hodge does seem to be struggling a bit in that middle sector though. His car seems to be very, very understeery.
It's more, I think he's stuck in Toby's turbulent air and can't quite get the line. Toby's going a bit slower with these older tyres. This suits Calvin very much because obviously we know Toby and Calvin are good friends, and you know Toby might well work with Calvin. We don't know yet, we'll have to wait and see. But we know that Fox will work with him. But look how close Hodgie is going into that final braking zone.
And look at how close Fox is now.
Oh my gosh! He nearly got there. Wow! Oh wow!
This could be 4 wide down the straight. This
I
really
think you're right, and I think it could be. Look at Fox. He's closer to Mark than Mark is to Toby. Calvin's closer to Mark than Mark is to Toby.
Yeah, but these two Red Bulls need to play it absolutely perfectly because it could end in huge tears otherwise.
We've got cars out of the race.
Oh,
we've got a safety car.
That helps Toby.
I tell you what, Toby will be absolutely laughing right now because he will pit surely for a set of mediums now.
Yeah, he's got to. So how can Mark that lead? I don't think anyone's going to come in for softs. That to me doesn't make sense.
It's too early.
Anyway.
The softs do not last. This is far too early.
I'll tell you what, there are guys at the back coming in. Stu put on a fresh set of mediums. Single track and Wingback to both put on the mediums they've started with. So yeah, everyone's feeling. I don't think Toby's going to have a new set of mediums, but so will all of them. So I wonder if they all might just put on a fresh set.
I mean, Toby's going to drop fairly far down the order, maybe P11. I think is where he's going to come out if he were to pit. So he'll then have fresh tyres to attack. He'll look tasty towards the end. Alternatively, if he stays out, I think it's a bit of a gamble to stay out, but You never know. He could pull something off with those tyres, some form of Hamilton miracle.
Yeah, I agree.
So, let's wait and see. Is Toby going to pit? Hodgie's just hanging back a bit from Toby, so interestingly, Toby's roaring away. I think Toby's trying to get himself a pit stop early on. Interesting how far back Hodge is from him, though.
Yeah, it makes me think, is Hodge sat there sort of considering, do I come in for the front? The thing is, if he comes in...
Yeah, Toby's pissing. Look, I see the line he's taking. He's pissing.
I was wondering, he moved over a bit late, then it caught me off guard a little bit. I was like, oh, I wonder. Mark's staying out by the line. Oh, no, Mark's... Is he duping him?
No, he's stayed out. Although, Dumbest Hornet's pitted. Dumbest Hornet pits.
I mean, it's a risk that's worth taking. We've seen literally anything can happen. Like, anything. So...
Indeed.
I don't know, it's going to be interesting, but...
Indeed.
Toby's already out. So Toby's still in the top 10 for now, as is Dumbest Hornet. He's 11th. But Genie stayed out on 10 lap old hard tyres.
10 laps is...
Yeah, he's done 10 laps on the hards.
Yeah, see, 10 laps is not an awful amount for the hards. They can go a bit further. However, I think, considering where Toby is on those newer tyres now, you know, maybe we're going to see Bit and Genie on this slightly older tyres and everyone else struggle. This is where Toby could really do some damage. Obviously, Dumbest Hornet's also pitted. Those two, would expect them to now maybe push to mid-points.
Yeah, I agree. I think definitely be interested to see what YouTube chat think of this race at this point, though, because who could win this? Anyone could. So let us know, YouTube chat, in live chat, YouTube chat. Yeah, what I've said about 6 times. Just let us know who you think is going to win, because I don't know. Mark could, Fox could, Calvin could, Monster could, Alex could. You know, literally anyone. All the guys that had damage early on are now brought back into the race as well, because they obviously are able to catch the queue again. And with the, all it takes is one loss of traction, one, you know, touch of the wall, and the difference between points and no points around here, that is for sure. But it's definitely that championship battle. How much safety car is in this lap, so it's going to be very, very interesting. When is Hodge going to go? Because he's obviously got the pressure of both Red Bulls behind him.
Indeed. This is going to be a very crucial restart. Talk us through it, Connor. I feel like I'm talking too much. It's your turn, my friend.
Mark is sort of just weaving. He's got that. Fox is sort of hanging back a bit here, which is strange. It makes you want. Oh, but now he's got really close. I thought he went into the back of Mark there. Wow.
Is he trying to scare him, psych him out a little bit? The mind games are on.
But it'll be interesting to see when Mark picks it, because he needs to pick the right moment, especially having both Red Bulls, who Fox definitely looks ready to pounce. But does, you know, when's Mark going to go? I think Mark's going to leave it He's gone, is he? Yeah. No, he's gone.
Ooh.
He's left
Well played, Hodgie. He just duped him a little bit there. And Fox had to back out. Although, look at the Aston move. Wow, Alex got a move on a monster fantastically on the restart there.
Yeah, he was ready. He was onto that then. There's also someone, I think it's...
Fanning's ghosted. Maybe he's got connection issues.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what's wrong with Fanning. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out now for the rest of this race.
Indeed. We've only got 14 cars left in this race. So good chance of points for everyone.
Last time we were here.
Indeed. It was a long time ago, but it's been over a year since... Oh! What a collision!
Calvin's at a moment!
Calvin's had a collision, I believe, with Alex. Oh, wow. That is huge for both the championship and the race.
I wasn't sure, because I had the bad camera angle.
It could have been a moment that turned into collision, or it could be a collision into another collision.
The Brave.
Calvin will be absolutely furious, regardless of the cause of that. The outcome is he will be screaming.
Please don't go side by side into the castle. I'm begging you. I don't want to see that.
I do. I want to see if it's possible.
Someone's
Alex is out. Alex is out. Fanning's out.
Safety car.
Surely that's a safety. Oh, no, not another one. Oh no, oh no, oh no. So,
Yeah, but
oh
what do
wow.
we do now?
So everyone take a breather. Let's all just take a little breather. So, let's talk about some real world F1 stuff. I would love to spread some good news. So, real world F1, we are quickly seeing all of the new cars are being dropped with their livery, bodywork, reveal dates. We all know these aren't the real cars, but they'll look something similar to this year's, just with some small little tweaks. And of course, we have less than a month until the first cars are released from the wraps ahead of the new season. I personally am very excited for the new season. Please, somebody pop up and say hello and let me know what car reveal you're most excited for. Personally, I'm a big fan of Williams, but I know that many people here think Williams are inferior and silly, and I'm just hoping Porsche don't take them over. Connor tried to scare me with that earlier. Evil man. But I believe Williams are the first team to drop their delivery this year. We know that most of the teams have announced their release dates. I know McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes have all done so, as have Aston Martin. I believe we're waiting on the rest to confirm theirs. But just realised 12 cars left in this race. We've got Biss and Monster on the softs, a brand new soft with 6 laps to go after this one.
That's interesting from Monster.
I think it's a good call, seeing as, well, right now, I mean, Calvin's back up to 4th despite that collision. He's not pitted, so if he's got damage, that's not significant.
I'll tell you what though, when you look at it, like Single Track and Stu and Carl, the way their races started, and just by hanging on in there and keeping going, they're all in with a chance of points now.
Indeed. I've just seen the YouTube chat, Martin has popped up, as Maundy. Maundy had some wing damage, so that's why he pitted, so he's gambled on the tyres while pitting. Not a bad call.
Yeah.
Single Track says he was hit. Can't say much more about that, but he says a lot of people are running low downforce. Maybe too low, so something for the Tier 1 boys to consider, perhaps.
Yeah, I think the thing is there's a compromise here, and it is quite a big compromise though, because you will get gobbled up in the straights, but at the same time having a good middle sector can then protect you from anyone down the straights anyway, so it's that finding that fine balance, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, I found both at Spain and Belgium last season, I ran a lot higher area than everyone else did. Similarly to Jenson Button in 2010 in the McLaren with the F-duct, I ran a lot higher downforce setting on a higher top speed track in the case of Belgium. The reason being was the exit you can get out of certain corners, you get the better acceleration from the better downforce, and you can be more controlled over the power. And in doing so, yes, you'll have a slower top speed, but you'll be more consistent on the power, and you can break a bit of a gap, and obviously, like you say, in the corners, pull away that a little bit more when you need to, control the tyre wear, keep yourself in check. Sure, people might have the straight on speed on you, but you have a better overall race control than others may have.
The only issue I would bring up about this track is that pit straight is so long that if you are 3-4 miles per hour slower and you're only 8, 9 tenths ahead, you're going to be caught.
Yeah, I don't think it matters what setup you're running. DRS,
though, isn't it? It's like,
yeah. DRS, you're going to get someone. Even Gavin's 0-0 wings, someone will get past you.
No, Gav, after Miami, I refuse to believe it. I know the straights aren't as long, but I'm just glad I was never behind him. But what are you running 0-0? I heard a rumour.
Yes.
That's definitely a lie.
Yes. No, I can neither confirm nor deny.
I was going to say, now you're going to change your tune and you're not going to say anything or not.
How brave am I feeling? Am I going to announce my setup on live stream just before Tier 1?
I wouldn't.
Am I going to... I'll tell you what, I'll tell you a setup and you and the public can decide if it's the real setup or not. How about that?
Benny quickly flicking through TT. What?
No. I don't need to flick through. I mean, I know a setup. So, here we go. Write this down if you want, Connor. This is the winning setup. Wings.
Let me hear it first.
Okay, wings. 5, 1.
Oh. Okay.
Diff, 80, 57.
Wow. Okay.
Suspension.
This is a custom setup, isn't it?
Maybe. Suspension, 11, 11, 1, 1, 9, 11.
This is a custom setup because I've seen this setup.
Yep. And then everything else, maximum everything.
When you have the what is it? The 80, the diffs on 80 and 54. That's when you instantly know it's a dodgy setup.
It's a load of BS. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of a load of something, we've got a load of cars all in a very small proximity of each other. That must mean the safety car's in, and Hodgie is the safety car in effect. When will he go? Now, in fact. Here we go. We've got a load of cars side by side already, heading down turn 1. Call me the Brave at the inside of Fox. We saw Fox vulnerable at the last restart. Oh, we've got damage on
it's out!
We just caught that on stream.
Oh wow. Contact as well, but I'm unsure who with.
I'm not sure either. I think he just got squeezed, but Barnstorp and Single Track are side by side coming out of turn 2. Is Toby going to get a move done in turn 3? He has a look. No, he's not going for it here, but Single Track's gone very deep. Single Track just keeps it out the wall. Wow, that was a bit deep. Just got away with that one.
Yeah, definitely.
But we only have 11 cars left, so points mean prizes, and there's a lot of prizes for the remaining drivers out there. We have 4.5 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for those of you who are sticking with us and enjoying the show. Right, Mark leads heading into the castle section. Fox River second, Brave third. Calvin back up to P4 after the various calamities.
Restart as well. He's pulled out. He keeps pulling out and then dropping back in the DRS. Now I'm like, oh, I don't know what's happening.
He has. Gene is showing exactly why sometimes it is best just to stick with the set of tyres you're happy with. He's on the oldest set of tyres of the field, 14 lap old hards, and they will be just fine. Single Track and P6 has hit the wall. It's a huge moment, and he's hit the wall, lost some front wing, and that has allowed Barnstorp to get right up his rear end. Pun or not, that is not a place Single Track will want to feel Barnstorp, and of course he is vulnerable. We know Single Track's lost that front downforce and will be struggling all the way through the lap. Let's see what Toby can do. He's all over the back of Single Track. Will he get the move done? I think he will. It's a question of when, not if. I think with that damage to the front of the Ferrari. Single Track holds on to the inside of turn 1, but Toby's at the rear of him. Ooh.
I think Martin also had a bit of a twitch, which didn't help. Yeah,
hopefully there's no damage, but the question is, how much grip does Martin still have after that damage? Stube is all over the back of this fight as well. The Williams man, of course, we know how good Stube is on his day. I had a fantastic fight with him in Bahrain in MRCX about a month ago actually now, and it was fantastic to race with him. We know Stube is very fierce to fight against.
Yeah, he doesn't give you an inch, but he is, well,
he's clean and fair.
Yeah, he's clean and fair, but he won't push you to that limit, that is for sure.
Indeed. Speaking of the limit, Hodgie's all over the curbs trying to get any advantage over Fox, who's staying within DRS of him. There's a small gap behind him to Call Me the Brave, and Calvin is not giving him an inch either.
These guys need to start sharing their inches.
Oh, no comment. Back to Toby and Martin, the Ferrari and the Alpine. Martin will definitely be feeling the effect of that front wing damage, but how much pace does he still have in the Ferrari? Tell you what, Toby's really looking racy here.
Yeah, Mark's also just pulled out of the DRS, or he's dropped slightly back in, but I think on detection he's just got out of it. But yes, Toby is looking racy, but don't forget Martin does have that end plate damage as well, so...
Indeed, that's the thing. Toby, just up to the wall. Toby will need to get this move done ASAP. Both of them using ERS to try and break away. DRS does not get activated till next lap. Oh, here we go. Toby's not getting it done yet, but he will have DRS heading into turn 3.
That's going to be where it matters. Obviously, Mark pulled out of Foxes, so that's no longer a battle. Calvin and Call Me the Brave could be another interesting one.
Indeed. Let's stick with Toby and Martin for the time being. This is the closest battle on track right now. Here comes Barnstorp. He's on the inside already. Will he get the braking right? Heading in turn 3. He's squeezing Martin. Martin's squeezing him. Great racing by the two, and they keep it fairly clean through the apex of 3 into 4. And Martin has lost position. That was great racing from the pair of them, though.
Yeah, that definitely was. Toby, I thought at first maybe Martin was going to go a bit too deep into the wall then, but seemed to just about manage to hang it. He's done very well to keep the car going where he wanted it to with that wing damage. So
he has. Interestingly, the soft tyre runners, Bitter Monster, they are not making the progression through the field that they were hoping. Neither of them have got past any of the medium runners. And also, Mark has dropped a lot of time into Fox River suddenly. Fox is back in the DRS. So this race isn't over yet. Oh, Fox getting very squirrely. Look, oh my god, collision behind! Brave and Calvin have collided! Oh no.
Yeah, Brave's in the wall. That's not going to help. Genie's
P3
as well.
Genie would have been rubbing his lamp very happily, seeing that coming, and Calvin, that's the third major incident of this race where he's just been caught up in something. Again, I'm sure we'll hear later on the extent of who and how these incidents were caused, but Calvin has lost out, and that surely means that this is a 2-horse race for the lead now. Mark and Fox lead the pack first and second with a 5-second gap to Genie. We have just 2 laps to go, and no one has got any penalties yet, by the way, for track limits.
Yeah, I know, it's very, very... That makes it even more interesting though, doesn't it?
It does.
I think this battle for the lead, do you know what? It could come to the line.
I think it could. We saw that with Bottas against Stroll in 2017, where Bottas and Stroll drag race all the way down that final stretch to the line, and Bottas beat him.
Yeah.
That was for P2 and P3 at the time. So, could we see that between Fox and Mark? We know these two have a lot of respect.
Have the slightly stronger car in the middle sector though. That's what I would say. Fox's car just seems that little bit more happier going over the curves and just through the corners. Definitely through slow speed.
Just notice Calvin, he's not lost out in terms of his pace. He's still all over the back of Genie. We know Genie's on older tyres, but Calvin's got the pace. Barnestorp's closing on them too, but we cut back to the leaders, as you were saying there. The gap is so tight. Less than 3 tenths.
Fox's.
Fox needs to get the move done to help his teammate Calvin in the championship lose as few points as possible to Mark.
Yeah,
there are 3 tenths, less than 3 tenths between the two. A quarter of a second, 2 tenths. The DRS will be active on that Red Bull any second now. Oh, Fox isn't waiting for the DRS. He's getting the move done before
being tactical. Mark's not using his DRS knowing he can get him back down the next straight and try and defend his lead.
Yeah, it's a good move.
To see how this plays out down to turn 3. But Mark's not had a good exit. He's had a moment in turn 1.
He's had a big moment, you're right, but the DRS will pull him back in. This is the final lap. We're going to have to stick with this. We're going to have to stick with these two for the final lap. I'm sorry to everyone else who is fighting. We know Genie and Calvin have just had a fight, and Calvin's up to P3 right now. This is crucial for the championship. Calvin back on the podium as it stands. Mark knows he needs to get the win. Fox is pulling away. Though. Fox is doing his job.
I think that little wobble on the exit of turn 1 has cost Mark big time.
I think you're right. But we still have a whole half a lap to go. Mark could get back in the DRS. And, of course, we don't want to see it, but Fox could still have a moment. There's a lot of action that could happen on this final lap.
I'll tell you something, I don't want to be you now if he has a moment, because he will...
Oh, big switch from Mark there, coming out of Castle.
But Fox also had one just in front as well.
I think Fox is going to hang on here without any intent of a curse. I think Fox is going to hang on.
Oh, Fox had a big one into the wall!
Wow, I think he's just kept it clean, but is Hodgie going to get in the DRS? I think he might. Hodgie might get the DRS and...
Was he there for the detection though? Was he?
Yes, he is.
Don't know.
He is. I'm sure of it. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're going to have a drag race to the line. Here comes Hodgson. Oh my god. Fox is having to go defensive already. Here we go, Fox is out of DRS. Oh my god, this is going to be so tight. I think Fox is going to hang on. Oh, 29,000. Oh my word.
Wow.
Oh my word. Oh, sorry about that, everyone. So, first, Fox River, a crazy finish, fantastic end. Mark, ever so close. Wow. Calvin takes the final podium position. What a climax to the race. Oh my days.
I said it would be to the line, didn't I? It was.
Wow.
I'll tell you something though. You so nearly cast Mr. Fox there though. Coming through the penultimate corner when he hit that curb and
That
hit the wall. Wow.
the final half of the lap, they both had moments. They both were losing the rear, both hitting the wall, both just wow.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I need a cup of tea. Wow.
I need something, maybe stronger. But
And
that was
the other happiest person right now will be Calvin to see that Phelps held on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible.
Wow. I am absolutely amazed. That was an incredible finish to the race.
Yeah. That was.
Provisional results, of course. All steward inquiries are to come. Fox River, 16th to 1st, including fastest lap. He's going to get my drive of the day. Sorry to cut that one quick, but he gets my vote for the drive of the day. We'll come back to yours in a second, Connor. Hodgie and Calvin join the podium. Genie, fantastic drive to P4. Barnstorp, the Tier 3 championship leader in P5. Single track P6 after big issues on the first lap. Great recovery. Stube, last to 7th. Great drive. Rumax P8, Monster P9, Brave P10, the final point, and the last of the finishers bit. Fantastic drive from him again in what was a chaotic race all round. Non-finishers, Dennis Hornet, Fanning, Alex Ajoic, Ryan Ricardo Rambo, Geke Matthews, Baby Hornet, Gassian, Simba, and Doris. So, my drive of the day is Fox River. Who is yours, Connor?
Fox River, yeah, I'll go with him. But then, Genie, a little honourable mention as well.
Yeah, so it's Genie and Stube honourable mentions, definitely.
Yeah,
but
Stube as well, yeah.
Fox, I think, is going to be the drive of the day. Fantastic show from the Tier 2 boys. And, well,
just
I'll tell you
enough
what,
to hold on at the end as well.
No pressure, Tier 1.
You got something to live up to here.
Yeah, Tier 1 will be about 15 to 20 minutes maximum, and then we will do this all over again. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and for popping up to say hello. It's been fantastic, and thank you, Connor, for trying to keep me sane all of this, because no one else can. You are the one that keeps me sane. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a lovely evening, and good night.
See ya.